Hello, my name is Javon Wright, and I'll be giving my persuasive policy speech with my mother as my audience.
Hello.
Okay, so the Electoral College. I assume living in the United States, you would be somewhat familiar with what the Electoral College is. If not, I'm here to tell you. Every 4 years, we elect a president and a vice president to represent our country. An election for president happens happens every first Tuesday at the beginning of November. U.S. citizens, they go out, they vote for who they believe is the best candidate. But what if I told you that your vote technically doesn't count in the end? The Electoral College is a process, not a place. It's where the Founding Fathers established back in the 1800s, or prior to that, centuries ago. It's where there's an election of the president by Congress, and there's an election of the president by popular votes. The Electoral College consists of 538 electors, which means a total of 270 electoral votes was required to select the president. That being said, it's like our votes don't really matter. This means that the Electoral College has the final say on the president and not we, the people. This means, with that being said, the abolishment or the limiting of the Electoral College would be beneficial of America. It would be more democratic and more fair to the people, causing us to actually have a say in our government. According to many states and their citizens, the Electoral College isn't very democratic. In March of 2019, an article stated that any votes over 50% plus one vote threshold in a state have no impact on the selection of the president. Meaning, if a state would have 50 votes or more for a candidate, the state could still have no chance of winning in the end. This is a suggested imbalance between small states and larger states, and this has been going on since the 18th centuries. Stanford University professor Jack Rao suggested in 2016 that the Electoral College weighs votes differently based on state. He means that the influence of small states aren't as proportional as the ones in larger states, which causes a distort in the final election results. Small states have a less impact. It's as if all states aren't equal. So swing states like Ohio and Pennsylvania could change the whole turnout of the election, as opposed to a smaller state like Rhode Island. Ricove believed that the natural popular vote should be a unifying effect on the United States because each individual would have a voice and all their voices would be heard, as opposed to just a regular state's voting block that would just go straight to the Electoral College. That's not the only reason why we want to get rid of the Electoral College. Not only is it not democratic, but the system has many holes. With the Electoral College, there can possibly be a tie. For example, this happened in 1800, the election of 1800 with Aaron Burr and Thomas Jefferson, where it was a 25 to 25 state tie, and it could also lead to a 269 to 269 tie in the Electoral College. This problem could be completely eliminated if you just got rid of the process altogether and just have a popular vote have the final say. Another hole in the Electoral College is that someone could be president with only 21.8% of votes. Studies have found this possible to win the Electoral College with a losing amount of votes from the state. So with that being said, if I put this into perspective, it's like imagine watching your favorite basketball team have a score of 78 to 22 and somehow still lose. That's basically the hole in the Electoral College. It's pretty much unfair. So how do we go about getting rid or limiting the power at least of something as big as the Electoral College? There's been many states and their citizens that have wanted to get rid of this whole process. 14 states plus the District of Columbia want to get rid of the Electoral College. Those states include New Mexico, Colorado, Delaware, California, Illinois, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Washington, New Jersey, New York, Maryland, and Vermont. These come together to form the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. And basically what that is, they bypass the power of the Electoral College, where each state has pledged to have their Electoral College votes go to whoever won the popular vote in that state. This means that the state laws bypass the Electoral College, and if a candidate were to win the popular vote, they would get elected from that state. They would win that state in the end. So together, this possesses 165 electoral votes in the Electoral College, which means a few more states added on to that. It would cause a total of 105 electoral votes. It would cause us to have the majority over the basic Electoral College policy. We just need more states on board with this whole process, and the electoral college could be eliminated. This means there will never be another election like 2016 with Hillary Clinton losing to Trump, even though she won the popularity vote, or like Al Gore losing to George W. Bush back in 2000. If all states were to join the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, this will eliminate the power of the Electoral College altogether for good. This will make the United States the most democratic if the Electoral College was abolished. To conclude my speech, the abolishment or limiting of the Electoral College's power would be beneficial for America. Everyone's vote would have a say, meaning every vote would count. Candidates who win the popularity vote of the people would be elected. It is an easier process when you look at it from a bigger standpoint. It's an easier process and will cause to a more direct connection to the people and the citizens. To the people and the president, my bad, considering how we'll directly be able to pick our representative. This will cause America to be more fair and more democratic. Thank you.